Have you ever woken up from a dream where you were eating something so absolutely delicious? Like the taste was literally still lingering in your mouth when you opened your eyes? Maybe it was a plate of sweet dates, a big spoonful of rich honey, or just your absolute favorite sugary treat. Well, if you have, you are in exactly the right place. Because in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of classical Islamic dream interpretation. We're specifically unpacking exactly what it means when sweetness enters your dreams.
You might have just stretched, yawned, and thought to yourself, well, okay, that was just a random dream. Maybe I went to bed hungry and was just craving dessert. But here's where it gets incredibly fascinating. According to traditional Islamic literature, the appearance and especially the taste of sweets in your sleep can actually carry profound, hidden meanings. It's almost never just about the food itself.
Now, before you brush off your dream as meaningless, I gotta give you a crucial warning. Just one tiny detail can completely flip the traditional interpretation. I mean, who actually gave you the sweet? How exactly did it taste? What happened right after you ate it? As we're going to see, Islamic dream interpretation is highly nuanced. A single, subtle shift in the dream's narrative that can alter its entire meaning.
Okay, let's lay down the foundational framework first. Before we start decoding the sweets, we have to understand that Islam recognizes three distinct categories of dreams. You've got good dreams, disturbing dreams, and then just dreams that are basically reflections of your own daily thoughts. So while Islam definitely acknowledges that some dreams have deep significance, not every single dream is a hidden message. It's an absolutely core principle that believers shouldn't become obsessed with dreams. And you definitely shouldn't be making major life, financial, or religious decisions solely based on them.
So, what does sweetness actually represent in all this? Well, classical Islamic dream literature traditionally associates sweet things with a whole array of beautiful concepts. We're talking goodness, lawful provision, happiness, pleasant speech, and even religious or spiritual knowledge. It's like a symbol for all things positive. But, and this is a big but, it's absolutely crucial to remember that these are just associations, not absolute facts. Scholars understood these symbols based on the context of the dreamer's real life. And ultimately, only Allah knows the unseen. Now here's a massive distinction you need to make when you're trying to figure these dreams out. Were you actually actively eating the sweets, or were you just kind of looking at them from afar? Actively consuming something pleasant traditionally means that desirable provision, comfort, or happiness is actively entering into your affairs. It's hands-on. Simply observing them, though, maybe you're watching someone else eat them or seeing them locked behind a glass display, that carries a totally different contextual meaning about your actual relationship to those blessings.
Let's get into some specific types of sweets, starting with honey. The Quran beautifully describes honey as something in which there is healing for people. So drawing from that immense significance, classical dream interpreters often associate eating honey in a dream with lawful wealth, beneficial knowledge, or just pure religious goodness. But keep in mind, a dream is just an interpretation. Dreaming of honey isn't some sort of medical guarantee of physical healing, right?
Next up, we have dates. Now, dates are a massive, truly powerful symbol within the Sunnah and Islamic tradition as a whole. Because of their incredibly esteemed status, dreaming of dates often points directly toward provision, goodness, or just generally pleasant circumstances coming your way. But remember, the exact meaning isn't some one-size-fits-all magic formula for every single dreamer. It heavily depends on what is currently going on in your waking life.
Okay, let's look at the giver, because the identity of the person offering you the sweets changes the whole shebang. If you're receiving sweets from a family member, this traditionally points to genuine affection and pleasant words between you two. Getting them from a total stranger, that might symbolize some kind of unexpected benefit coming out of nowhere. And if the sweets are offered by someone who has passed away, well, the interpretation there becomes highly context-dependent based on the classical sources.
The interpretation also shifts drastically based on your own actions. Giving sweets to someone else, that traditionally points to your own generosity, sharing goodness and speaking kind words to that specific person. On the flip side, buying sweets means you are actively seeking out a desirable benefit, or maybe spending your own resources to enter into a really pleasant matter. One is basically about outward generosity, while the other is about an active pursuit of something good.
But, outward appearances can definitely be deceiving. Imagine biting into this beautiful, perfect-looking cake in your dream, only to find out it tastes totally sour, bitter, or just completely spoiled. Yuck, right? In traditional interpretation, that jarring shift is critical. It typically points toward disappointment, unpleasant speech, hidden difficulties, or a situation in your life where the shiny outward appearance completely differs from its harsh reality.
Sometimes, though, the dream isn't just about a single bite. Sometimes it's a massive, all-out feast. Seeing an absolute abundance of sweet foods is traditionally associated with a huge influx of opportunities, comfort, or blessings coming your way. It's like a floodgate opening. However, don't get too lost in the sheer volume. Classical interpreters are quick to note that quantity alone doesn't lock in a single, guaranteed interpretation. You always have to look at the rest of the dream's context.
Now, what if you find yourself sitting around a big table, sharing all these delicious treats with your loved ones? Well, the traditional sources lean heavily toward themes of family connection here. This beautiful, really warm imagery is frequently connected with classical interpretations of deep affection, family reconciliation, pure happiness, and shared celebrations. It's a really lovely symbol.
All right, hold on. We need to completely bust a massive cultural myth right now. In a lot of cultures, people immediately jump to the conclusion that dreaming of sweets means an upcoming wedding. Oh, you dreamt of baklava? You're getting married. While sweet food certainly represents happiness and desirable circumstances, Islamic dream interpretation should never, ever be reduced to a guaranteed prediction of marriage. Context is everything, guys.
Similarly, we really have to address the second major misconception out there, wealth. Does eating honey or dates in your sleep mean you are about to become a millionaire? No, definitely not. While traditional interpretations do sometimes associate sweet foods with benefit or provision, true rizq, comes from Allah alone. A sweet dream is a nice symbol, sure, but it is not a financial guarantee of future riches.
So this all brings us to the ultimate detailed checklist. If you really want to understand your dream, you need to ask yourself these questions right now. Did you actually eat the sweets, or did you just look at them? Who specifically handed them to you? Were they fresh and delicious, or were they spoiled? Were you eating all by yourself or surrounded by people? And honestly, most importantly, did you feel happiness and peace or discomfort? Like I said, your personalized context is the absolute key to traditional interpretation.
All of this brings us to what is easily the most important lesson of this entire explainer. Never allow a dream to control your life. Seriously, dreams are not divine revelation for ordinary people. A dream can absolutely never be used to dictate what is haram or halal. It cannot be used as proof against the Quran and Sunnah, and it definitely shouldn't ever override your complete and total trust in Allah.
So practically speaking, what exactly should you do? Well, if your dream of sweets left you feeling happy, peaceful, and blessed, you should just follow the sunnah of a good dream. The steps are super simple and beautifully comforting. First, just thank Allah for the pleasant experience. Second, share the dream only with people you genuinely love and trust. You really do not need to broadcast it to the whole world.
Conversely, if the dream shifted, maybe the sweets were totally spoiled or the environment suddenly became really frightening, the Sunnah provides a protective, reassuring path for that too. First, immediately seek refuge in Allah from the evil of the dream and from shaitan. Second, keep it entirely private. Do not go spreading a frightening dream around among people. Just rest assured that it will not harm you.
Now, if you've gone through this whole checklist and you are still deeply curious about getting a traditional Islamic interpretation from a sheikh, you can actually send your specific dream details via WhatsApp to the number we provided on screen. Just remember, as always, that human interpretation is never absolute certainty. Only Allah knows the unseen. And that brings us to our final thought for today. Dreams can absolutely make us wonder about the vast mysteries of the unseen, but a true believer knows the unseen belongs to Allah alone. A really beautiful dream might bring you hope, but it should never replace our active, daily reliance on our Creator. So I'm going to leave you with this question. What is your dream inspiring you to trust Allah with today? Take some time to reflect on that, keep seeking beneficial knowledge, and remember always, Allah knows best.